What's up, gentlemen? Thanks for joining us today. I just want to get straight into the topic at hand. I want to discuss the rollout of the Clipse Let God Sort Them Out album and just see what your thoughts are because it just completely amazed me. I'll get into that in a moment, but I'm more interested in what you guys had to say about the rollout.
I ain't gonna lie, the rollout. First of all, the title alone, before like everything else was dropped, I was like, all right, this album's about to be fire. Cause Let God Sort Them Out is a fire title for an album. And then on top of the way they previewed the songs was them just walking on the runway and just glimpses of different things in the video. And I like that because you used to get that feel when like MTV Jams was popping back in the day when they had music videos on like MTV, VH1 and all that. So it gave that old feel of like, dang, I'm living back in like pre-blogger era, but I'm also living in a modern age of what we're going through now. And it's just a mixture of everything, how it flowed. And it was just tough in my eyes.
Trevor, what was your thoughts on the rollout?
Incredible. I thought it was incredible. One thing I learned during this rollout was that if an artist has submitted their music, completed it like, well in advance, turned it into the label distribution, the artist has a better rollout or they're able to have a better rollout. That's one thing I've learned. Like I've been like following Twitter and seeing like, different things where people talk about like, why is this Clipse rollout so good? Like, why is it so incredible? It's like because they turned the music in early. They had it done. They had every piece of the puzzle put together, where some artists they wait till you ever hear about an artist like, oh, they don't know if they're releasing the music, like it comes out a day later. It's like they don't have everything together. So I think Clips having this incredible rollout is just due to their preparedness. They were ready to release this. I think the music had been done for about a year or something like that. Because that Paris
A
show that you
year?
mentioned was like a year ago at
That
least.
was
But
2 years when they
was
had
it
when they
two?
did Chains and Whips.
Yeah,
That's right. Okay.
2022 was when they were about finished up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think the
That's
Kendrick
crazy.
verse, it's not super recent, but it's like within like probably like a year. So even though they had the song finished, but I thought it was incredible. I love how they're going to all these media outlets. They did like the Joe Budden podcast. They did I want to say Jadakiss and Fat
Joe and
Joe, I think they
Jada.
did their podcast. They did Breakfast Club. They've been a lot of places. So I think that's really cool. I love the colors performance they did. I love when artists do that where they have like the microphone hanging and like it's like both of them like
Yeah.
back and forth, just rapping. So yeah, incredible rollout, incredible preparedness. They were just ready for this. I think they had all the pieces in place. So that's my take. I thought it was incredible. I loved it. And it's still going. It's still going. So
You're forgetting one of the most important aspects, I think, which is the genius segment. So like
oh
Genius
yes,
lyrics where they
they
break them
sat down
down.
with them and they went
They have been
through.
dropping a song that they break down every day. So like even after
Yes,
the album came out last Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and
yes.
every day this week they've been doing a different song where they dissect the lyrics and explain it. It was really funny too, Trevor, when you had mentioned about artists who submit their music at the last second. You said a lot without saying a lot.
Sure, you had a few artists in mind like that
I
do stuff like
one really
that.
big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a good amount of them. Take your pick.
Yeah, there
One
are a lot of artists like just in hip hop who do. It's like I get it, sometimes the best ideas come late, but it's like you have these uncoordinated rollouts. You have different versions of like if you download from streaming, you get like a song that like got mixed differently or it changed different. Things change, just in the I think within DSPs, but it's like I don't like that particularly. I like how it's like when the album's coming, it's coming at that date. It comes at 12 a.m. There's no excuses. I like that.
Yeah.
Sherman, where'd you land with the rollout?
The rollout was awesome in my opinion. I mean, just like everybody said, I mean, it was dope seeing like how they stopped at all the different interview segments and, sat down, talked about the album, dissected it, talked about, why malice is no malice or no malice is malice now, and why they chose the features that they did and the creative process. Like I watched the interview that Complex did with Pharrell and them,
Mm-hmm.
and that was dope because you kind of got like a introspective view of like how Pharrell approached it as far as like making the beats and like finding out that everything was done from the ground up. All the beats were done from the ground
Right.
up. They were working at LV Studio and they had like people just from all walks of life, seamstresses, whatever, just working there and listening to the whole creative process. So you just and it's dope in its own right because you have a bunch of creatives, different mediums, but still getting to experience that. So I think that's always dope, just having creators from different walks of life together and just, absorbing that creativity and being able to kind of bask in it, you know what I mean? So yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was awesome, man. I mean, I have zero qualms with the rollout. They like Trev said, I mean, you got time. You have a full body of work that you can present to people to listen. They can sit with it, dissect it, break it down. Then when you do the interview, they can ask you more pointed questions. They can ask you, I think better structured questions too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just they did everything right. And then obviously, the whole Def Jam issue they had with the, buying the contract out and all that other stuff. I mean, that's politics. I don't know if that's why the album took so long to come out because obviously it's been
It
done for.
was because of the whole Kendrick and Drake situation.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
got you. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, because just the optic of it, some people at the label got nervous because of the lawsuit and politicking with that. But I mean, that's even with that, uh, the beat for "So Be It," that's
It was
different,
different when I downloaded the album
it's
first,
It
and I
was
heard
and
the
that's
different.
clearance
they couldn't get
issue.
the
It was
sample
definitely
cleared.
different.
Yes,
I mean, I liked it, but I like the original so much
they
more.
added they've updated it now.
Like
It's
they
Yeah.
the
changed it back
original.
instantly. Like
It got
like you only
cleared.
got to hear it one time and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Pusha T tweeted. He said, if you have the old one, delete the album. Like if Spotify, Apple, delete it, re-download it, and you'll have the original.
But
Hmm.
Yeah.
the part two was still fire. Like, if anything, keep both of them.
I don't know.
I
I
like
didn't
the
I didn't even
original. The
hear part
original
two.
one was
I like
very
the
cool.
original. Don't the
Yeah,
second one sounded too demonic in my eyes. For some
yeah.
reason.
I agree. Yes,
It did sound
it
like
was
Final
scary
Boss
vibes.
music,
Very scary vibes. Yeah.
Now I
Like it
gotta go
sounded like
listen to it because
Silent
I ain't hear
Hill.
it. That's
Like
crazy.
man.
If I might ask Sherman, you mentioned something about the thing with Pharrell. They sat down with
Mhm.
them, they did that talk. Did you catch the title of that? They named that segment Family Matters on
Oh
Complex when
wow.
they yeah,
I
if
didn't
you
catch
if you
that
go
either.
and look
Like,
at it like on Com or wherever it's at on YouTube, it's called
yeah,
Family
hold on,
Matters
let
and
me
it's
see.
like with the clips or something like that. Yeah. Which is I think that's really funny.
I ain't gonna lie, the Tiny Desk performance
Oh man,
of
incredible.
I just like how they added chains and whips into it. Cause the way
Man,
the way Pusha T was rapping to the camera, I was like, bro, are you talking to me? Like you,
he was speaking to the soul of the individual
He
that
didn't
that verse
blink.
was about.
He didn't blink at all.
he,
Like he
he
was
was
He took
talking to
so
Jim
Jim
Jones.
Jones.
That's what happened. Jim
Yeah, he was
Jones
talking to
got
Jim Jones.
flamed.
yeah.
Man,
Yes.
and that
Absolutely.
wasn't all that was directed at Jim. The verse on Point of View,
Yeah.
Oh
it
Point
yeah.
of
said
view.
20-year thousandaires, get these 5,500 to host the niggas out of here.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
And
they
Yeah.
was talking about
even on
the
So Big, he like you cried in front of me, you died in front of me,
Oh, the Travis one? Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was
cried in
crazy.
front of
That was
me.
crazy.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
hilarious. Dude, he's so aggressive. The tonal like shift in his voice was just like, bruh, like,
He's an
yeah,
assassin.
he
Yeah.
Bro,
is. He is.
somebody said he raps like he's making a spirit or granting a spirit or some shit like that.
It is true.
Oh my God. That's the
Uh,
thing though. I feel like people don't understand when it comes to rap and lyricism in general. It's all about your delivery and how you deliver it. Because that's the issue I have with Big Sean. Like when he's very lyrical. He's 100% one of the best lyricists out there. But I feel like the way he delivers it and his voice kind of throws me off. But Pusha T,
Right.
like when he's saying
Mm,
it, it's like surgical. Like it's like he's inflating and conflating his voice at different
right.
times and making sure that it's punching and hitting. Same thing with Kendrick. Like he does like the weird tonal shifts, but he knows exactly when to put that hook in the line. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a good
um,
point. Good
I
point.
don't I don't know. I like, and I'm not saying it's not a knock against Big Sean, right? I just feel like it might just be me personally, but I feel like his rap voice just throws me off and the way he like presents it. You know what I'm saying? But again, 100% one of the top lyricists in the game, in my opinion. And shoot, J. Cole like crazy with it too. Like if you listen to all of them when they're rapping, they're like almost they have like a level of aggression when they're
Yeah.
presenting
Mhm.
what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
But
Big
Big
Sean,
Sean
it's like
don't got that though.
yeah, like Big Sean not aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
not like it's
No.
not it's not doing it for me.
that's a
Right.
fairly
But
common criticism. Like I think that
you say,
he
is it
does
common?
lean toward to be on the monitoring side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
I do appreciate Kendrick's work. He's definitely one of the one of the greats without a doubt. And
Mhm.
it took me a while because originally I didn't like the voices that he would do sometimes. They would take me out of the song, or like it just didn't, it rubbed me the
Mm.
wrong way.
Mm,
But as I look at the holistic body of work, I was like, there's something for everybody. And
mm,
Mhm.
I know the biggest song last year that everybody was playing. Sherman, you had mentioned the beats, the production that Pharrell had spoke on in that
Mhm.
complex segment. And this was interesting to me that this was the first album that he said he produced for them all from scratch. Because the other ones, the beats that they had, think about it. All the other ones, he said they were digging through the crates. Those were throwaways other artists didn't want.
Mhm.
Mm.
So like grinding, Mr.
Which is
Me. Well,
crazy.
I wonder about Mr. Me too.
yeah, Mr.
But
Me Too was
Yeah.
definitely known.
yeah,
Mhm.
Wamp Wamp.
Like you can hear it in the beat itself. Nobody knew what to do with that except for them.
Yeah.
And which one?
Mr. Me Too.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I think that one might have been engineered, especially for that occasion. But as
Right.
far as the rollout, I think that they really did set a new precedent for what it means to have a proper media rollout, whether you're a musical artist or any kind of artist. There's a certain standard because I think that I call this the Beyonce effect. A lot of artists, we get in our heads, and I say we because it's people, but what I see that they think that they're bigger than what they are. And what I mean by that is remember when this is the Beyonce was one of the first artists that I ever saw do this, and she did it effectively. She's Beyonce. She just dropped an album with no promotion, and then it just went like a wildfire.
Mm.
She was everybody's, oh my God, she did no promotion, and she's yes, that was unprecedented. But I think
Cause she
so many
learned from
people,
Jay-Z after 444.
I think she might have
Well,
done it
no,
before him.
it was way before that. It
It
was
was
like at
way
least
before
10
that.
years
I
ago.
think
Yeah, at
so.
least 10 years ago. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
don't think
she,
I could say Deja Vu. That's the only one I thought of.
mm, but she did that, and it set a trend, and then everybody started doing that. And what they when they did that, they abstracted the other things that Beyonce does to make her work so comprehensive and uh, so widespread and I guess attractive to listeners, to people, and they dumped it down. So now it's like they just drop the body of work and that's it. And I think that's really a lost art. You see like people going to the media circuit with individuals and getting on the ground and allowing you some insight into their to who they are as individuals, explaining things, really allowing you some to build like a of course you don't actually know them, so you don't have real rapport, but you feel like you do. It's not a parasocial relationship, but you have some insight into them. You feel more of a connection with the artist you're listening to, and I think that this is one of the biggest things that we've lost out on. I think speaking of another rap duo that just dropped the deluxe version of their album, it was the Step Brothers, Don Tripp and Starlito, two guys from Tennessee, and they did a brilliant rollout too. Now they might not have the same uh, level of notoriety as the Clipse per se, but I
Mhm.
think that the like between those two things, I've learned things from me being a media creator, someone who is in that space about how I can apply those techniques into doing an effective rollout and reaching people and making the best of it. So I mean, that really set the standard for a lot. And I really not even just talking about the lyrics and stuff like that, but if it's not like that, I don't know if I want to see it anymore.
Yeah,
I don't want this just somebody tweeting an album and it, it's
like
lifeless.
I
Jack
got
Boys too.
I got a couple exceptions to that. Oh my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Larry.
Like I ain't gonna lie. It's two things I want to say. One, I seen another good rollout. I'm not being biased, but I seen another good rollout last year when Schoolboy Q dropped his album. Due to the fact that he gave a date, he had two good songs that he felt from the album was gonna make the preview of his album for the rollout be successful, which it was. And then even afterwards, the rollout when the album came out, people was loving it, and this and the third. Now, how the Clipse did they roll out, even though Schoolboy Q was my favorite artist, they did it twice as better than he did it because it wasn't just it's a date. It was more so like the anticipation for it because you haven't heard from the Clipse since to the coffin drops. And that album, that last album they did, wasn't their best compared to what they dropped. So even seeing Malice again, and even seeing Pusha T just drop another album again, it was just like, all right, that rollout is fire. Knowing that Pharrell was gonna be a part of everything dealing with that album, it just made the rollout even fire. It made the whole project successful. Even with that beat being changed, it was still good because it was still on beat. But once they changed it back, they did it in a marketing strategy because they knew that would have made the album bad if they would have kept the beat that way. So I'm glad they followed their gut and just changed it back and kept everybody updated what was going on. And then afterwards, just doing all these interviews and the Tiny Desk performance, and just to keep the ball rolling, not keeping it like stagnant and everything like that. That's why I like when an
That's a
artist is rolling out.
that's a good point because they could have delayed it because the sample went cleared and pushed it back a week.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean we're accustomed to that, but that's not what they did. And so I
Yeah.
do
It
appreciate that a lot.
it would have. I feel like that would have messed up everything they've done in the past. Like I feel like the album's been out for like a couple weeks now. Like just how much like content I see on it just every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like it's been out for a couple of weeks, but like one thing they did that was really cool over this past week was they did the EPSIs, like the sports awards show. They did that last night, and I was like, wait a second, they did this, and I see them performing, grinding. Like I'm like, dang, that's like cool, and it's like I never imagined Malice like at the EPSIs like performing and like like as clips, like so it was cool to see, but it's like had they pushed it back, the events this week would not have matriculated as they did. The EPSIs aren't going to push back. They had a date, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Mm-hmm.
have a year in advance. They had the date, the venue, all those things. So I
Mhm.
like that they stuck to their guns with whatever they had. And then we're in a digital world now. They updated as they went. I wonder if the vinyls, I know they were selling vinyls. I wonder if those got pressed with the original. I don't know if
Yeah,
they did. I
they
wonder.
did. So the original. So I actually canceled my vinyl order today. So
Oh, okay.
the vinyl that came out, that one has the So Be It Part Two on it because
Oh,
that
okay.
was the non-cleared version because they didn't have clearance to actually
Got it.
sell it at that
Hmm.
time. They just released on I think Clipse.com or whatever the website is. They
Yeah.
have the new vinyl. It's a whole
Okay.
different vinyl now. Like it's
Uh-huh.
the aesthetic and everything, but the cover is different, all that. But
Okay.
that one does have So Be It the original on it. So yeah, I'm
Good.
glad
Okay.
you got
Sherman,
instead.
I
That's good
think
to
you may
know.
have erred on your part.
You said what?
I think you may have made a mistake.
What you mean?
So when in times like that, when there are misprints, it's
Hmm.
not uncommon for them to become collector's items.
I see where you're going.
Like
If
Okay.
I
I
if
see.
I
let
was
me
a
let
vinyl
me throw you this.
collector,
Yeah.
I would definitely jump on that. But I'm not a vinyl collector. I just have like a decent amount, as you see, and that's just what it
Yeah.
is.
Okay, because
But
Okay.
just
I
think
agree.
about this. There was the Nintendo Switch 2 that just came out. They had some place that was selling them. They
Mhm.
damaged the switches because they were stapling the purchase orders to the box, and the
Yep.
staple went through the box and into the screen. Oh, you know about this, but for maybe Trevor and Larry, if you don't know, but the staples went through the box into the screen, and somebody is they're actually selling the damaged Switch 2 as a collector's item for like 30 times the price, and someone bought it.
They
Wow.
did the same thing with some Jordans. I think it was some Jordan 9s where it was like black and blue. The original, the ones that weren't supposed to sell, they had a white mosh at the bottom, and then the original is all black. So some people got them just to trade or just to sell because you're not supposed to have them. So it's the same thing that happens with shoes too. A lot of times.
Hmm.
There's something for everybody, man.
Yep.
Let's get into the music itself. I was really touched by Birds Don't Sing. Like the first song on the album, it makes you it's hard not to feel something. If you don't feel something, a
Yeah.
tear in your eye or something like that, you might not have a heart. You might need to go get that checked out.
I ain't gonna lie. After
Brian,
I heard it the first time, I had to stop
okay.
playing it because it hit home too hard. Like I was about to cry. No,
have
no.
have you have you guys seen that performance on one of the
It
late
was Jimmy
shows?
Kimmel, right?
Happened,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And they had the images of their parents like
I
while they're
did.
performing. That was a tearjerker right there, like for real. That
And I'm
was,
not
man. Like you get
I'm not that
emotional.
kind of person that cries from
I
movies or
didn't cry
anything like
either, but
that.
I'm saying if I had the if
Oh,
that was
Trevor
something
said,
that
let
was
me get
Yeah,
that
like if you
straight.
felt it, you would be like,
let me
yeah,
know.
a strong teardrop.
No, I definitely felt my eyes burning when I was listening to it. Like even before I was like after I've already heard it and went back and listened to it when I was preparing for this and going through the album again just to like really feel it.
Mhm.
And it's just really powerful. And I really appreciate the way that they constructed the album. And this was one of the things they said during the Complex interview was it was autobiographical. And I think what we see from the Clips is maturity from an artist in a way that we don't see from a lot of other artists that we like or that
Mhm.
you might like.
Exactly. That was a good way to put that.
And I'll let you figure it out. And I'll ask you a question. Maybe. Uh,
We know exactly what you're talking about.
So, uh, let God sort him out or the Carter Six.
Ooh, let
Come
God
on,
sort him
man.
out.
Come
God sorting
on.
them out.
Come
There's no.
on.
Let God. Hey, look.
Come
Like, don't
on.
get me
That's not a
wrong.
question.
I like Lil Wayne,
Of
but
course.
that album was bad, man. Like the only
I think just
nostalgia,
from a quality standard, it was not good.
it was not the
Like
best Carter sequence. Like he could
That's
have just left that on the shelf. I ain't
that's what
gonna
I'm
lie.
saying. Like
Right.
Wayne is without a doubt one of the greatest, but I'm saying like over time, he hasn't evolved as an artist, and like he can still like go and spit a hot freestyle and like rhyme the words crazy, and like I've always respected him and as a lyricist and a great artist, but there's levels to it, and I haven't seen the same, or from the Clips I see a level of maturity that you would hope and aspire to from your favorite artist. I mean, Wayne
Because the
don't keep.
clips are older, like 10 times, like 10 years older than him. That's one thing.
Mhm.
How old is Wayne?
Wayne is still, but I think Wayne just turned 40
Wayne might be
or got in
40,
his 40s.
yeah. I think
Okay,
Push is like late 40s.
Push it
48.
48. Yeah, push it 48, and Malice
Malice is
52.
52.
So it's just
Nas is
like,
51.
yeah, so it's just like he's still immature. He always
If
been that way ever since he came in. Like he might be intelligent, but he allows Lil Wayne downfall is he allowed like his self medication to break him down because he indulged in a lot of drugs still,
Mhm.
and he indulged in a lot of heavy drugs as well. So his mind is never in the right place, even if it's coming off that he's in the right place. You can't believe that he's in the right space. And with Pusha T and Malice, they always been like clean cut all through their life. The most they probably do is smoke weed, but you can see that has no effect on them because they are doing other things to make sure their health is good. They taking their personal life serious because they got priorities. Not
Them
saying
niggas
Wayne don't,
definitely
but
for
still, you know what I'm
them
saying?
niggas definitely did a line or two in their life.
They
I
also
know they
live
did.
in they also live
Like,
in
don't get me wrong.
Virginia.
If you were selling coke,
They
if you were
live in
selling coke, of
Virginia
course, yeah.
like all the time. You know, like they travel, they do business, they do music, whatever, but they live in Virginia. Like I think that's like a Virginia is not a particularly Hampton, it's not an area where it's like it's not in Miami, it's not in LA, it's not in New York, it's not like
Mm-hmm.
this crazy city where all these crazy things are happening. It's very much a slower pace, and they spend a lot of time, you know, like living in the area. So I think that's like probably contributes to their demeanor overall. Because think of it, if you are a they have notoriety, very famous, but from what I understand, they are outside. Like, you know, you could see Malice at like I was into an interview and he was like, how do you see Chad? Do you see him around? He's like, yeah, you know, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings and I ran into
yeah,
Chad. He's like, I'm just there. Like,
I
you know,
said,
it's
yeah,
like
I ran
they're
into
just out.
Pusha T at fucking Bank of America like one day.
See, it's like
Like, don't
they're
dare
just
that.
yeah, and they're just around. It's like and it's like Virginia. It's not like they're just outside in Miami or LA. Like these guys are like, you know, like very real, very reachable, like down to earth. I think there's a level of down to earthness that someone like Wayne is not subjected to on the daily basis, you
because he's
know.
always been a
Yeah,
megastar, and
Yeah.
yeah.
that
Yeah.
goes back
That
to
does something to you. That warp no, you're not
for
supposed a
sure.
human's not supposed to be a megastar. You're just not supposed to be. That's like not how your brain is supposed to handle the world. Like I feel
David Banner
so.
did an interview with EYL, and he was like, he's worked with Wayne, and they have a relationship, and he was saying that one of Wayne's downfalls is that he has like he doesn't have to listen to anybody because he is so great. Like you don't have to. And so with other artists, like there's certain things about people. I like Pharrell. I think all right. We can get back to this point, but I'm gonna say Pharrell may have cemented his place as the best producer of all time with this album. Now, I don't think I'm gonna get any disagreement here.
You know, Mount
Maybe,
Rushmore.
yeah, certainly on the Rushmore, but
I say it's Dr. Dre. It's like yeah.
okay,
There's a lot. I mean, you can go Dr. Dre, you can go Pharrell. I mean, you could make a case for Alchemist. I mean, you could. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
there's a lot of
Alchemist. Oh
great
my
producers.
God.
I
Alchemist is
mean,
on the
Yeah.
Rushmore, but I still put Pharrell
I
up
know
there.
how people feel about Ye, but That nigga
Yeah,
is
I mean,
I would
producer
say
wise, yeah,
Kanye,
Ye is
Kanye,
up there too.
Pharrell, Dr.
Ye
Dre.
is
Those are like
insane, but that translates into the music that he makes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah. He
Like
has
yeah,
a great ear for like just picking up a record, a sample, and just like knowing what to do with it. Yeah,
for
he really
sure.
hmm
does.
like
But
we can all agree on that.
there's something about having a team that you trust and work with, and you have that rapport. That they critique and listen to each other. Like Pharrell was saying that they polished the hell out of it. Like there wasn't just one take and throw it out. This was a deliberate effort behind the art, and I think that when you take that approach, and like you have the team that you work with, you trust each other, and there's that rapport. You listen to each other. It's bi-directional, and then you have the tenacity that you go with to refine whatever the product is that you're putting out or whatever project. I think that's why the album is so good. It just has like a it feels complete. Have you ever listened to an album and it didn't? It felt like something else was supposed to be there.
The Carter Six. Like
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was the Carter Six and Jack Boys too. Both of them albums was ass, especially Jack Boys too. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't listen. Well, I did listen to the Carter Six. I skipped through it a little bit just to see if anything would catch my ear because I wasn't really it just at the current the stage that I am in life, I wasn't really too interested. But I wanted to at least be privy to understand because a lot of people were giving it a lot of harsh criticism about the beat selection. And
It
I
wasn't
mean
the beat. It
the
was just
beat don't
his
make
lyrics.
everything,
It was just his
but
lyrics.
as I was skipping through, like everything. Well, I'll just put it this way: nothing caught my interest when I was listening through to it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this about the Clipse project and production wise, in comparison to other artists and their album production. It wasn't overproduced. Like you listen to
No,
guys today and it's like the beat feels like euphoric and like it has this atmosphere around it that like like it is the song almost like the beat is the song like oh you just hear that beat and it doesn't even matter what they're saying because that beat is so like just it overtakes the lyrics and the words and what they're saying with the Clips project. I felt like it wasn't overproduced. I feel like their vocals were like instruments in a way. It's just the way they
correct.
enunciated words, the diction they use, the way they Sherman, you mentioned this earlier, the way like, Pusha Mouse would say certain words, like just go in and out of, just like
The delivery.
just overall delivery felt like an additional instrument where they didn't have to overproduce it, just always felt like right. I'm sure they did a lot of
Right.
Pharrell did a lot of things to make it just completely polished, but that's how it felt. And I feel like that's how albums should feel. Like you listen into it because yeah, this person might have produced on it, but you want to hear that person's voice and what they're talking about. And I feel like that's what they accomplished. And I think that's a lot of people's criticism with like someone like Travis Scott. It's like I do like Travis Scott. I like a lot of I think Astro World's like one of the best albums like for
Of
me,
his
like,
yeah, of
ever,
his
just
time, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
great one.
but I think a lot of his music recently has been more about like the beat or like, the vibe more so than
Yeah.
what he's actually saying. Like it might be a chorus that's cool, but it's more about the vibe. It's vibe music, which is okay. Vibe music is fun. It has its purpose,
It's a
but
pocket for it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I just think when you look at things over a length of time, like, oh, who was the best, who delivered the best I think the ones that were the vocals, the artists, what they said, what I think those will probably stand longer.
Like
That's,
all the above, everything that checks out the boxes basically. Cause
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
And you
definitely agree
mentioned
with that.
cause I
y'all mentioned too with
but
just like how they use their voices and instruments. Did you
mm-hmm.
notice how most rappers like you can bleep out the words in your head and kind of catch the beat and make out what they're saying. Like you could do that with Future. You could do that
Mhm.
with your. I'm not even knocking it because a lot of my favorite rappers like Future.
Yeah.
He's not my
I like
particular.
Future. I do
Like
like
Future is
Future's
good
good.
for
Yeah,
his
Future's good.
genre.
he
Like for his genre of music, he's good. But if we would put him up to like the Clips in a rap battle or some crap like that, he will
well
lose
that's not
every
that's
day.
not his lane.
one of these interviews I was listening to, Malice, like who do you guys listen to? And I think Malice was like Future. Like he mentioned like I listen to Future.
I
Like
think
that's like
Pusha was the one who's saying no. That was definitely Push.
was it Push? My
It
bad.
was. I
Yeah.
Okay, it
saw
was
that
one of
interview.
them.
It
Yeah.
was
But
Push.
the
He said
thing is
Future.
that like even like the Migos, they were really famous for this because that specific flow that they had. They didn't innovate the flow, but they were the most notorious for that flow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about on this album, they had almost a different flow every song or every other song. Like there's so many different ones
Mm.
that they the album it never felt like some albums you listen to. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but when you listen to it, you feel like you listen to the same song multiple times because it's
Oh,
so
baby.
similar.
Jack Boys too.
God damn, Larry.
Little Baby, bro. Play
This
any Little
this
Baby
episode is about
album,
to
you
be
heard the
called
same song.
Clips, sponsored by Jack Boys too, because they're getting torn up.
'Cause, bro,
They-
I'm sorry, man. I like Travis Scott. He got me out of some horrific moments growing up in like high school and crap. But this album that he dropped was so bad. As soon as I heard the first song, what was it? I mean, it was
It
Vacate
was
or
it was
some crap
Jack
like
Boys
that.
Radio. That was the first
Yeah, it
song,
was
I think. Yeah.
he
One with
what was
Flock on it, I think.
I'm about to actually go to it. He made a song responding to Pusha T, and
it's
it
It
was
wasn't
so
even this, it was
bad.
He had
weak.
a terrible comeback. He had a
It
terrible
was the
comeback.
worst
yo.
comeback in
I
the
wish
He
he didn't
said
say
history.
anything.
The
he said
worst.
old ass, old hating nigga. But then I
He
saw
said
somebody post
he
a
said
picture of his
oh
age.
he said old hating ass niggas just want me to show the real me, but they will never feel me. I was like, what?
Oh, I was talking about the you know how much I made from pushing T's line.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
That
I'm
was
even
the
like, why
same
that
say
song,
that?
wasn't
Why
it?
say
even
Because
that?
that was
that wasn't
weak.
good. Yeah, it
I was
wasn't
like,
good.
bro, you could have kept that in your notes.
I know when Push like I know someone told him like, hey Push, like he said something and he was, oh really? I'm sure he put his headphones on and guys like, I can't wait for this, like to see how trash it was. And I'm sure he took it off and just laughed. I'm sure
Cause
that's what
that
happened,
was the
man.
week.
That's
Like I give Drake more praise for his responses like, to Kendrick Lamar. Cause it's just like at this point, at least you had somewhat of a fight and you had somewhat of rapping ability in it. For Travis Scott,
But he's not a
mm,
what did
rapper.
Push say? He said
my
he's
point.
harmless. He said he
He
doesn't rap.
called
He's
that.
harmless.
First of
He's
all, Pusha
harmless.
T
And like he
called him a
proved his
whore.
point, man.
Pusha T called that man a whore. You're a grown man getting called a whore by another grown man. Those are
I don't
fighting
know.
words. It's no
I don't know
more.
if
That's
It's
a
Travis
no
Scott
strong
is
word too. That's a really strong because you could call someone
and
a hoe, but
and
to
the
call
way he
someone a whore, that's
broke
a
it
very
down,
strong word.
and
Yeah.
the way he broke it down was like, if you think about it, he don't have no loyalty to nobody but himself. And I was like, if you think about how he got into the game, that's true because he was signed to be a producer to Kanye West while also getting signed to do music by Grand Hustle. So I'm just like, you got two deals by two
Yeah.
different people. You are a hoe. Why you gonna lie?
Sherman, what were you saying?
No, he brought up Drake and the Kendrick thing, and I'm like, I don't know if this is controversial, but I feel like Drake had the best diss track in the entire beef. Like lyrically, I think he had the best diss track. If we're talking like straight
Which
lyrics,
one?
Family Matters. 100%.
Family, Family Matters, he kind of took that round, but he just lost after that.
It
That
got
was
it
the
got
problem.
overshadowed because
The
immediately after
strategy,
he
the
released it,
strategy of releasing Family Matters was stopped by Kendrick
exactly,
stomping on his moment very
exactly.
quickly.
But
He didn't
that
have the
that
time to
track,
digest.
that was the best, in my opinion, the best diss track. Because I don't consider like yes, it's a diss track. Not like us is a diss track 100%, but it's like a okay, I'm gonna make something for the club for people to dance to, something that's trendy, something that's catchy, which good strategy.
That
It
you
worked.
said I couldn't do.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That you
it's
said
like
I
yeah,
couldn't do. Like Kendrick
you said
yeah.
I
proved a
couldn't
point.
do it. Like he
He
proved the
did.
point with that. That's
Yeah.
why I felt
Yeah.
like it got
I mean,
overshadowed so quick. Because it was
I
like
would.
He
I
made good
proved the
point.
point and then made a hit, and then also I got people singing this for like a year, and I'm on the Super Bowl, so it's just like
Yeah.
I made my
That
point.
wasn't his plan though. That just happened because it happened to be the biggest record. He didn't say, "Oh yeah, I got future vision. When I do this, I'm gonna have
I
that,
mean,
and the
Yeah.
third lined
the
up."
way Mustard made it seem like was he just went Super Saiyan in the booth because he already knew
They
that beat was
knew they
gonna go
had
fire.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just like he probably didn't think it was gonna get to that level, but he knew Drake was gonna have to hear it for a while.
One
I,
of
I
one of my
really.
one of my most one of my favorite things that's overlooked, and I say it's overlooked because I've discussed it with people and they didn't catch it. They're like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even see that." Was on Family Matters. There's like it's on like the second half of the record where Drake says like, he said, Kendrick, I want to talk. He said, "Where Kendrick, where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house."
Because it's
Yeah,
going
And
sex change.
I was talking about that line with someone recently, and they're like, "Yeah, okay." Like, and I'm just like, "Do you get it?" And they're
he's
like,
talking about his aunt.
"Okay, it's a line." He's talking about his aunt. It's like so like Kendrick on the album before the most recent one, he mentioned how his aunt has
My auntie's a man now.
transistent. Yes, correct. And I just like when you hear it in like it's hilarious. It's like Drake finally got serious, and it's just like people didn't even catch that one. That was just like one of the ones that just kind of went, and it was just like where's your uncle at? I want to talk to the man in the house. Like that. It's just funny, and it's just like I wish he started off a little bit like aggressive like that because I think it's not turning into like, being a bigot or anything like that, but it's like it's still funny. It's like, ha, God, that was good. Like, but
I
But
have a totally different perspective on that, but I don't want to make this a Kendrick and Drake thing. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm about
I
to
will
yeah, yeah,
say,
say
yeah,
I
yeah.
will
because I'm
say
about to
that I
say,
thought
yeah.
Meet the Grahams was the best diss track that I've ever heard. Because
Now,
listen, you break a man down from a psychological level
Yeah. I thought Euphoria
and
was the best. My
publicize
pick is
it.
Euphoria. I think
Euphoria
Euphoria
got it because
was
I
really,
hate the
really
Warrior
way
was
good.
you
dope.
talk. I hate the way you walk. Hey, look, like he said, I don't hate you. I just hate the things you do.
Yeah, that was
I
wild.
even
Yeah.
he even said, "Look, man, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough."
Mhm. Yeah, nah, Euphoria
That's
was fine. Euphoria
Yeah.
What
was fine.
Yeah, he was.
back to the main subject at hand here. What were your favorite songs on the album?
Oh, my bad. Before we get to that, I wanted to say something that Trev was talking about earlier, how he was talking about how they use their voices as instruments, stuff like that. So when I was listening to the album, me and my boy were listening to it because he didn't hear it yet. So we listened to Jab Boys 2 first because I saw that it dropped that Saturday. So we listened to it. He was like, okay, like there's some stuff in here that's got some replayability. There's some stuff in here that's like car music, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But it wasn't like, substantial, right? Obviously you're not gonna expect much substance from Travis. That's not his lane. Or his thing. But
Vibe music.
when we listen to Clipse and that album, the way they're mixed and mastered is completely different. Because when I was listening to Jack Boys 2, it was very beat forward. Sometimes I couldn't make out what they were saying lyrically. And then when
especially
you
that
listen
Walker
to
Flocka song.
Clipse, it is intentionally mastered so that way you hear their voice forward first. You hear everything. You hear the pronunciation. You hear everything clearer in that album versus listening to it on Jack Boys 2. And I got like this. Hold on, let me show y'all. I got this little setup right here, and these are a amplifier, and then I forgot what the other one is, but basically they make the music sound amazing. Like you hear everything in it, right? So when I was listening to it, like the vocals were just insane on the Clipse album. The vocals were insane.
Mm.
Everything was mixed perfectly. I still heard the beat with the vocals, and it didn't overpower the vocals. So I think the way they were put together, and I think obviously the time that they had to fine tune it and polish it, like they said, they made a classic album in my opinion. Like that's it, this is gonna be looked at as a classic, especially for Clipse. Like I think this is,
Yeah.
if not their best body of work, their second best body at least.
Yeah,
It's up
It's
there
the
with Lord
best in
Willing
my
for
opinion.
Hell Hath No Fury is good as well. I think their weakest
Yeah.
one was the casket.
yeah, that was the
That
weakest
was the
one.
weakest one.
Well,
Yeah.
that had Pusha T's least favorite song on it. He said
POV.
that the song they did with no till the
Mr.
casket
Me Too.
drops.
Talking
Oh,
about
to
Mr.
the
Me
cat
Too.
drops.
He was saying that the song they did with Carrie Hilson that was the worst song that they've ever done.
I can see that.
I think at the time he mentioned he was like they were trying to push for something that wasn't like that was like the pop Clips album, if you can call it that, like
Hmm
the closest they
They were
went
saying that things
to
just
that
weren't
sound.
clicking in the studio or whatever the case. But that just from the critique that I heard, because somebody asked him about the least favorite, because everybody always asks about the best, but the
Hmm.
interviewer asked him specifically about his least favorite, and that was his answer.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting.
Sherman, did you want to go back to what your favorite song was on the album?
Uh, it's hard to pick a favorite, man. I can give you my like top three.
Of
So
course.
I got, in no order, I got So Be It up there, crazy. I got, nah, I'm gonna have to give you five, bro. I can't because there's so many good songs up there. I got So Be It.
Basically, the
I
whole
got
album.
All Things Considered is up there. That one was crazy. I got Ace Trumpets. They picked the
Mm.
two perfect songs for their raw because Ace Trumpets is crazy, bro.
Oh my God, that was
Diamonds
an
look like
amazing
pee-pee.
record
I'm
to
like,
just drop as
yo.
a single. I remember when I first heard it, and it was like,
Mhm.
dang, one of my first thoughts was like, I know Brian like is loving this song. I know Brian would love this song, Ace Trumpets. Like, I
Of
remember
course.
like distinctively listening to it, and then by the time I think they dropped their second single, I think we like briefly talked about maybe the album coming out or something. But
Yellow
yeah,
diamonds
it's
look like PP.
yeah,
Mhm.
you're calling
Well,
Wi-Fi the Wi-Fi is so funny.
bro, so it's
Because that's
actually
what
so
they call
the
it in France.
The
yeah, so the
Wi-Fi.
diamonds look like pee is actually a double entendre. So
Hmm
it's yellow like pee. So you think yellow like pee, right? But
Yeah.
also there's P1, P2, P3 quality diamonds. So yellow
Mm,
diamonds look
mm.
like pee. So he's saying like
Yep.
they're low
Yo,
quality
That's
and
crazy.
it
That
looks
is
like this.
crazy.
and he said all the diamonds on my ears, they VVs, right? Like
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
like, yo, that
And
yeah.
shit
then it had the
crazy.
connection from the letters. It's just like
yeah, and
this is
yeah,
when's the last time you
levels. There's
actually had an
layers.
album?
There's
Underneath
layers to the
me.
music.
There are
There's layers to the
levels, there are
music.
layers. When's the last time you heard an album and you actually like, 'cause I've been listening to this damn album nonstop since last week, and I'm still
Yes.
discovering stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Yo,
like my
Never
let
never
let
damn
me
stops.
20th
speak
time listening
speak
to this joint.
speaking of Ace Trumpets, the chorus, he's like ballerinas doing
Doing pirouettes inside of my
yeah.
snow globe.
So
Shopping
I
sprees
watched
in
that.
Soho.
I watched there, so like I didn't understand it at first. I was like, okay, it sounds cool. I know there's layers to this, and so I didn't look at Genius, but I looked at this interview of their manager, right, discussing like how they used to move stuff, and he was like, he talked about like the globes, like the snow globes or whatever. He said that they use like the liquid or whatever in there in order to like transport things like efficiently, or whatever without notice or something. So it was just like I like knew it was something to it, but like I listened to him like explain it, and I was like, "Yo, that's
That's
like,"
fire.
and push to touch. I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." Like, who's thinking of using
Mhm.
like snow globes to like distribute and move, things around? I was like,
Gotta be
that's
Yeah.
creative. You don't
interesting.
want to get
So
caught.
Yeah.
yeah. I think he
Yeah.
did get caught though. He did get.
I mean, but he beat whatever kid. I didn't look into the legalities of it, but uh, in terms of favorite songs on there, I would just say like I like all the ones that you named. Birds Don't Sing.
Mhm.
That that maybe I think that's the most impactful. That is my favorite. But the one that I've been listening to the most, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face.
That's
That's
fire.
it. Mike Tyson. That's my. I was about to
Just
say. I
like
was like, if
Mike
Brian don't
Tyson
say it,
blow to the
I'm about to
Yeah,
move with that.
face.
both
That's
of
my
them went
favorite record right
crazy.
Bruh,
now.
my
That
dumb
is
ass
my
just realized
favorite
that's what that
record.
acronym is. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
I had
Mike
to
Tyson.
realize it too. I was
Yes,
like, what does
man.
it mean? And then like once it said the chorus again, I was like, Mike Tyson blow to the face. I was like,
Yes.
wow,
Brian, I'm
wow,
glad we're
okay,
on the
okay.
same. I was about to just. I'm like, oh, no one said it yet. I'm about to get that. Yeah,
Wait,
that is
who
my
had to?
favorite record. If I can name one right now, that's my favorite. Second would be probably So Be It. It's a good song to drive to. It's a really good song to
It's
just
a
put on the
That
car.
it's
piece,
a
man.
good
Listen,
song. It's a
Yeah.
good
listen.
song, bro.
Malice said, and I quote, "You niggas is screenwriters. We dream writers. Took chains and touched chains like King Midas." And so
Hmm.
when I heard this, like you hear chains, but it can also be changed too. So like
Yes.
jewelry is like
Hmm.
gold jewelry, but also King Midas when he touched things, it actually changed things into
The
gold.
Midas touch.
And
Yep.
it was just like,
Gold
yo,
chains.
this the way these guys craft their lyrics and can embed these meanings into it, it has to be illegal. There's no way
Man.
that any human being
Hey,
should be
look,
able
man.
to make something in this depth and
I
layered.
agree.
They
I
rapping
agree.
quotables.
Yeah,
Cause like
Yeah.
no,
without
I ain't
trying
gonna
to.
lie. Malice to me, Malice was the MVP of this album. I'm
Okay.
not gonna
Yes,
lie.
and he's
Bro,
also the MVP of this interview circuit they're on. Have you
bruh.
watch him in the
Hey,
interviews?
look,
He don't have to say nothing,
he
but
just
like we
bunches
all like
faces, bro.
understand like what he's.
Yeah.
See, I think
I need Malice like as a meme on a shirt. Like there's like some interviews where he's just like, he's just looking at the dude like he's looking crazy. Like you bring up Drake, he'll be like, bro, like
or he'll
you
like
Like, can we
when
stop
he
talking
checked
about this
Charlemagne.
nigga?
when Push starts talking and he's just like, man, look at my brother. You got my brother started. Like that's like like his
My
demeanor.
favorite was when he uh said when he told Charlemagne, he said, "I can't believe you even have to explain this." So
Yeah. 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 About that was about Travis, I think, or Drake
yeah.
or something like
Oh, is
that.
somebody
Yeah.
responsible for it? Somebody else says something about somebody on your song? Are you responsible
Oh
for it? It's like
yes,
I
yes,
can't
yes,
believe
yes.
this has to even be explained. I think a common discourse I've heard is people saying Malice was the star of the show, and I think it's a mixture of people having a disdain for Pusha T because
Yeah,
of
for
what
sure.
he said about Drake. So a lot of people do try to downplay him.
Mm,
I see people downplaying the album just like without even listening to it, and you could just tell where it comes from. It's like, all right, we're gonna enjoy what we want. It's like, oh well, it's gonna go double plastic or something like that.
nah,
I'm
it's
If
talking
gonna
you're
to
go
people
if
that say
double
if
that
platinum.
they
on your
don't like
first day, who
hip
is
hop
thinking about
people.
how
Yeah.
much the album's gonna sell?
That's
I
what I'm
care about how
saying.
much I like it.
Facts,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
Like,
I could be the only person to buy a fucking copy, but if I like the album, that's all I care about.
but that's the problem is it's a lot of people that love the album, and you can't take that away, and they're making it
Yes.
even like more noticeable with the interviews and the performances they have just with a week after dropping the album. Most
Yeah.
people will wait like a month or two to do a tour or whatever after their album dropped. No, they didn't wait a week. They was on go once the album dropped and before
Yeah.
the album dropped. Because the reason why I
Yeah.
said Malice was the MVP of it, not because Pusha is not lyrically gifted. He's literally gifted and he's
Of
a
course.
genius. It's just the fact that Malice always had a certain poise in his pen, in the way he delivers, in his like rhymes and his cadence, just with rhyming. Because even before the Clipse was the Clipse, Malice was rapping. It was just Pusha T was around Malice, and then that's
He
when,
rapped.
yeah,
He
you know what I'm
convinced him to
saying.
rap. I think
He
Pharrell was
convinced him.
like,
Yeah,
"You
y'all should
rap
be a
too."
group.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
Like y'all
So
could
it's
cut the song in half.
yeah, basically y'all could cut
Yeah,
this
I
song
think that's
in
something
half
Pharrell said.
and
I
do it
think
that
that was the
way.
excuse. Is like you can
Right.
like, yeah, make songs
Because
quicker.
they were still
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
3 verses, which nobody does these days anyway.
Yeah.
yes, yep.
I
And it's just it's genius of how he did because he didn't even cuss on the album. The
Yes
most
he
he
did.
said was
No, he cussed. He
Yes
cussed.
he
He
did.
cussed. He
the
cussed.
most he did. I ain't hear not one
I
cuss
have it in my
word.
Nah,
notes.
he cussed, bro.
Larry.
He definitely cussed on the
What
album,
was the
bro.
cuss word,
Yes,
bro?
he cussed.
What
Larry
was
I know,
what
cussed.
I know
song?
he said bitch. Let me get the
Yeah,
song.
he definitely said that shit.
Bro, but one
Ow.
thing I'll say though, with Malice, and the reason why I agree that he was an MVP is this man did what he did after 15 years of not doing it.
Yes, he
Nobody's doing
sounded
that.
very
Well,
Yes,
no, no,
good.
no.
Like to
Let me
yes,
stop you there. Let me stop you there,
he
Sherman.
was still dropping music
That's
around
not true.
2017,
That's not
2018. He
true.
was still dropping music.
He
It just
he was
wasn't
he did
mainstream.
he was rapping under no malice and making
Mm,
his more spiritual music.
yeah,
So
When
people weren't
what was his
necessarily
last
privy to
what
it.
was his last project?
like
That I don't
2018,
know.
2019. Because
But
that's when he
it
started.
won't 15 years ago though.
That because it was
But
right before Pusha T dropped his other album
Daytona,
Inferno
Daytona. I think
Larry,
and
I do
Daytona
have
at the
Inferno.
I
time.
do have
Yeah.
the Carfax Larry. So Malice said shit on FICO, and he said bitch on Let God Sort Them Out chandeliers.
Okay. You
Let the
got me
dead
there.
bury the
You
dead
got
was
me there because
in
it was
2017.
probably because I didn't fully hear it. Like the way he was rapping, I didn't pay attention to it because any
Mhm.
other time you can hear when somebody blatantly cuss.
And
But
they have a very same like tone of voice,
At
like it's
yeah,
times,
distinctive, but at
so I
times
probably
their
thought it was
voices like,
Pusha.
you
You know
have
what I'm
you
saying?
just have to kind of know, like, but yeah, their voices do it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, but it's like they sound similar. Like as brothers do
Yeah,
sometimes, they just sound similar. So yeah.
because
man,
Miles got
Sherman.
like more of a like raspy, squeaky to his tone, and Pusha just squeaky with his voice
So
when
I stand corrected. So
Careful.
2017 was his last album, Let the Dead Bury the Dead. But even
yeah.
still, eight years, okay,
Yeah.
excluding the features he did on like the Kanye album, the gospel one, and then what was the other one he did? He did like one, I think, a couple years ago.
Was he on
I
that
can't remember
one
what was
with
it.
Kids See Ghosts? Was he on there? Push
Yeah, he
was
No,
was
on there.
It was just
on
Push.
every song.
nah,
No,
Malice was not on that.
No, well, I think
Okay.
Pusha. I mean, Malice is on Pusha T last two albums or last three albums.
Yeah, but that's like one verse, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just like, okay, like yeah, I got time to sit on this. Like I know my brother wants me to hop on this joint, so I'm gonna, cook it up real quick and then yeah, like you got time to meditate it, you know what I'm saying? Versus a full
Yeah.
album rollout where you're producing an entire album and you have, I naturally okay, so if we go by 2017, you got 8 years of life experience to rap about, and that's what we're seeing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's actually rapping about his life, like stuff he's lived, things he's done, and how he's grown, you know what I'm saying? Versus a lot of artists, they're just saying, oh, I got bitches, I got 50 bands, I got, this, that, the third, I got stuff that you can't afford, I got two swimming pools, you got one, mine's bigger, whatever, right?
That's
You know what
and
I'm saying?
yours is
Like,
inflatable.
right. Yeah,
Yo, push, yo,
whatever.
push will shit talk about someone. He will mention some stuff that he has that you don't have. He will tell you that your luxury item is really not that great. Like, remember
Basically,
the
No,
line
you gotta
he said,
prove it.
my all pair, something about driving
The
an
only
Audi.
Audi here is driven by my Au pair.
We're
Hmm.
like, dang, Audi's a
It's like
nice
a nice car
car.
for you. Like the person who works for me drives one of those.
Crazy.
That's like I'm back to the most. I'm actually a bigger Pusha T fan than a Clipse fan. So
that makes
I'm
sense.
the anomaly here because
I
it's
think it's
something
because he
about
has
No,
a
his.
bigger
I
body of
would
work.
say, I knew Clips first, and then like
Of
Push
course.
had his solo run
Hmm
for so long, and it's like I think when I really became like a Push fan was when Runaway came out,
Mm,
the Kanye record.
yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, like Push is like Do you hear this verse? Like this is like the best verse ever. Like
One of
on
the
that
best
record.
I ain't gonna
verses of
lie,
all time.
it was don't like for me when I became a Push fan. Not gonna
Okay,
lie,
okay.
like
You said
he
Don't
when he did
Like?
a
He did,
yeah
yeah.
don't like
That was a
remix,
good
he
song for him.
snapped
Yeah,
on
that was a
that.
great
I ain't
song.
gonna hold you
He
when he
did.
hopped on that with Chief Keef,
Yeah,
and then that's when I heard Runaway. I was like, okay, he on a roll.
yeah. And then he had the run of Good Fridays before that. So yeah, that Good
hmm
Friday era, the Runaway era, that's when I really like Clips right before that, and then Pusha like behind. I was like a really big fan. Like the Good Friday, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I was like, yo,
And
this
then
dude is like he's good,
yeah,
man.
and it was a song he did, Money Pussy Alcohol. That was a fire song with him and ASAP Rocky when he was just in the
Okay,
little
okay.
white screen and stuff
Yeah,
like that. It was like 2012, but still.
okay, okay.
Well, I think without a shadow of a doubt, this is probably the album of the year.
Yeah,
Hands
hip
down.
hop at least.
And
Hip hop at least.
I
it's not
can't knock that. Yeah.
not even close.
Yeah.
I don't. I really do hope that this causes a great reset in the game for like what's expected and the quality that the artists put in. Because I think a lot of people just do things because they can and get off for their namesake, and the artistry gets neglected. Who am I to really say that this isn't someone's best? But that's just the I have a suspicion that a lot of times they're not as like the amount of the effort that they put into this is not what we get with some of our other favorite rappers
I
or
feel like
favorite
they have to
musicians in
do that.
general.
I feel like it's a combination of both. I feel like these guys, that we hear about like last year, we don't hear about this year or whatever the case, but I feel like they have to do that. I feel like that's part of their contract. They have to deliver a certain amount of music within a certain amount of time. They have to, it's like fast food. They have to release it. And it's like, you get things that there'll be a few great moments, but it's just a bunch of quantity versus, quality. So I mean, I think there are artists that do volume. Like, the music is still good, but it probably could be better. But overall, I mean, most artists don't get that, especially in hip hop. They're not afforded the time 2, 3, 4 years to, especially if you're newer, to make an album.
hmm
It's like, dude, if you're newer, you need to have an album out next year. You should have had it last year or whatever. Like that's
No, you need to have
the
an album out next
mindset.
month.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. There's only certain dudes who can take off. Like when J. Cole releases whatever he's been cooking up, that'll be celebrated and people will be like, "Oh, I'm so glad he took this long." Blah blah. That will probably be the reception. But it's like there are other guys who are just like Little Baby or something like that, where it's like, "Yo, you need to come out with music faster." That's
What
the
did
I,
what did
I
Pusha T
think Lil
say?
Baby need to
idea.
stop.
Pusha T said he said another multi platinum rapper who's trapped and can't retire.
Mhm.
hmm
Talking about
Like
Little Wayne.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
artists like they have these unfavorable deals, and I think that does interfere with the
And
artistry. That's
unfavorable
a really good point.
lifestyles.
That
Sorry.
too.
Unfavorable lifestyles.
Yeah,
They're on tour because yeah, okay, record company said you gotta do XYZ, but like they gotta pay them bills too. They gotta keep up with this lifestyle that they have been accustomed to. That's part of their brand now. Like their brand, like you look at Lil Wayne, his brand is what, having fun, you're out at a, club party, whatever. It's
Leaning,
like, yeah,
F everybody.
exactly.
I'm doing what I want on my terms.
Exactly.
listen.
You see these big, you hear these stories of these big extravaganzas, and it's like that's the brand, the image you're trying to maintain. And it's like J. Cole's not trying to maintain that. We don't even see J. Cole. Like unless J.
He might
Cole's
be retired. He might just ride his bicycle around North Carolina.
In New
exactly,
York.
exactly. And it's like, and it's like we're not gonna hear from J. Cole until J. Cole wants to release some music. That's it. And Kendrick to some effect the same way. But you got these other guys who their brand is being seen all the time. And so in addition to the music. So it's like they have to keep this stuff up. I feel like,
The antics and
they got to be on tour. They got to be doing something to make money. So,
well,
20 year,
I
thousand
wanna
dollars.
I wanna be respectful of you guys' time, and I see that we're a little bit over, but did want to get maybe your closing thoughts before we wrap up. Anything else you wanted to add, Sherman?
Uh, Not really, man. Album of the year. That's all I can say. So
yeah.
far, album of the year. I know Drake's supposed to drop sometime this year. Numbers wise, obviously, it's gonna do better. But if we're talking, I don't know. I know how the Grammys go, man. But if this don't win the Grammy, I don't know. This is a Grammy worthy album. I don't
Yes. Okay.
foresee anything else coming out this year that's going to match the level of quality that this album has put out. That's going to match the lyricism that this album's put out, unless Kendrick decides to drop his album and it's just phenomenal and sensational. I
And
don't
the
know.
Clipse is probably on that album.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
exactly. They said, "Hey, bro, you got on our track now. It's our turn." So,
Right.
but yeah, man, just phenomenal body of work, man. And nothing but love and respect for those guys, man. Especially the fact that they came out of Virginia, they live in Virginia still, and they're still doing it to this day. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah.
Making the 757 proud.
Mhm.
Larry, what about you? Closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I would say Chains and Whips is the MVP of the song of the album as well, because you got three people that are just godly gifted with lyricism, making it known that you are worthless. And I don't even know how that can make a person feel.
I did not think that's what you're about to say. Like,
They are talking that shit all three
yeah, they are.
verses.
They are. They
It's
really
like,
are.
bro,
Yeah.
in the most elegant way, and even a crash out of the whole atmosphere. I mean, of the whole segment, which was Kendrick Lamar, still made it sound so like special. I
Yeah.
felt like
Hmm.
if anybody like talk shit to me, I wanted to be talked to like that. It's like, okay, I'm a piece of shit. I know. So, but all
That
honestly,
was
it was a good album of the year. Like, I don't think nobody really gonna compete with this as far as production, as far as like just the cadence, just the rollout, and just the
hmm
publicity that it has alone. Because it's so genuine, and how they made it was genuine from the ground up. You're not gonna get nothing else from that. So, album of the year, 10 out of 10. But listen again.
All right, GOV, bring us home.
All right, so I want to say, as a pretty big Drake fan, I like his music. This
Bro, I'm about
is
to
by
mute you right
far,
now.
nah. I feel like that's like, because Sherman likes Drake. I can tell. He's said enough where I can tell
But
he's
he's
a pretty
less
big Drake
brazen
fan.
about it.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I just wanted to say that, just for anyone that thinks I'm on the other side or whatever. But I really like Clipse. I really like the album. 10 out of 10 execution. It's a perfect album. No one talks about how long the album was. It's like the perfect length, I think, I just like in terms of an album like that, it's not, too much music, but I loved everything they did with this. This was excellent rollout. They even did a Reddit thing. I don't know if you guys saw that, where they were answering questions on Reddit. Look it
No.
up. It's actually funny. Like, they responded, and it's just like they just say like, "Oh, Malice said this," or Pusha said this, and it's like Malice had like the funniest like reactions and things. It's really funny, but like just what he had to say back. It's like someone said, "Do you think I should sell cocaine?" And he was like, "Yes," or so. It was like he said some more stuff. It is like really funny. So look that up. But just yeah, like I said, excellent rollout. Media, music itself was really awesome. I love the cover art. I love just everything about this project. So production, but 10 out of 10. Best hip hop album for sure this year. Possibly the best album this. I don't think hip hop. No one in hip hop is going to top this year. I don't see that happening.
Yes,
Mhm.
Could
sir.
be the best album of the year. So that's my opinion of it. Love
All
everything
right.
about it.
Well, I thank you each for your time. It was wonderful catching up with you again. If you have anything that you'd like to discuss in the future, I'd love to collaborate with you again. I'm starting to do more of these more impromptu videos that are, like I said before, Trevor, before you got on, the world does not stop spinning. There's always interesting things going on, whether it be current events or new artistic endeavors such as this album that just dropped. But something across my mind, something across your mind, hit me up. Let's hop on and record.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm with
man.
that.
I'm all
I'm
with
with
it.
it.
Sh
All right.
Sherman.
I got one last thing. I just read a comment. Somebody said a wise man once said, "Pusha T raps like he's somewhere in your house, but you don't know which room."
Brian, that reminds me, I gotta send you this really funny reel. It's kind of like about what Sherman just said. I'll send that to you after this. It's hilarious, but
Please,
it's about being in the house and Pusha T's rapping to you. It's hilarious.
I'll
Like,
Is
find
it
it.
where he in the bathroom?
I think so. I want to say that's it. Yeah, I just saw it yesterday. Someone sent it to me. I was like, yo, this is really
Does he got a Baltimore accent?
kind of, because it's not really him. They're not using his lyrics. It's just someone else doing it. I think so. I'm gonna
Yeah,
send it to Brian, and Brian, send it
I
send it
I
to
see
Larry,
that,
send it to
bro.
everybody. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny,
Hilarious.
bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up and send it to you. So, but yeah.
I'll be on the lookout for it.
Okay.
Well, once again, thanks for stopping by. As usual, you're part of the Infusion Network family. Look forward to working with you again.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right, guys. Take
All
care.
right. See you
Peace.
guys. Bye.